We surrender, surrender all to you. Peace and blessings, family. Real quick, I'm not teaching or anything, but I just want to talk about receiving the blessing. Right now it's a very hard time for me with the passing of my grandmother. It's a hard time for my parents, so keep us in prayer. Definitely a hard time for my aunties and my uncle, and my sisters. Just keep our family in prayer, But I rejoice in the renewing of my mind. I'm able to rejoice because when I go into the Word, the Most High shows me death is not what we've come to think it is and come to fear it as. And that's beautiful. So right now, she is on her 7-day journey throughout the earth, seeing everything and getting all her questions answered, because that woman loved the Most High to a stubborn point. I love my grandmother. But my mind has been renewed, and my granny spoke such blessings. Our relationship didn't get super fruitful until maybe this last 2 years. She's been my grandmother my whole life. And so many of the key factors, that the voice that I hear in the back of my head, a lot of those are her. Especially when I look at my fingernails and I'm like, oh, the nail polish is chipped. Granny, if your fingernail polish was chipped, Granny was pulling out the whole manicure set. And I was looking through some text messages between us. I actually went back to March until October, and I would say, Happy Biblical New Year, Granny. And I would be like, according to, and give her the scripture. And she would receive it. She would receive it. And I saw that, because a lot of people think that, well, when people are at a certain age, they're set in their ways. Nah, keep being light. Keep being the blessing. Keep being the blessing. And don't be too stubborn, and don't be closed-minded and closed-hearted to receive a blessing, a spoken word from the Most High through someone who's not yet in the truth. It doesn't matter. Her relationship with the Most High and her relationship with Christ, for what she knew, was fortified. So I don't have a doubt. I'm celebrating my grandmother's life. I pray, that we get to the bosom of Abraham and we get to chop it up, in a whole new setting, a whole new light of understanding. And that's biblical. The scripture tells us that in heaven we will recognize each other. In the kingdom we will recognize the righteous. Let's talk about the blessing. A lot of times people focus on receiving this physical gift as a blessing. Don't get me wrong. There is one way of putting a blessing as a physical gift, yeah. Some might even say, let's just focus on the prosperity aspect of a blessing. Let's not. Bishop Baruch always talks about receiving the blessing. He talks about preparing to receive it. Kawan Lakwa. Prepare to receive. Now, that is in the Hebrew tongue as well. Lakwa ha-barakah. That is receive the blessing. But watch this. I was reading Genesis 12:2. The Most High was speaking to Abraham, and he was talking about a blessing. But here's the thing. He was talking about blessing as far as barakah. A barakah. He was talking about that blessing, which is H1293, right? This is before I fell asleep last night. I couldn't go to sleep until I finished writing this out. All right. So that's in Genesis 12:2. Go read that. And now, this is referring to blessing as the source of a blessing. prosperity, praise of the Most High, a gift, a treaty of peace, right? And this, in this specific scripture, he was telling Abraham to be a blessing. He was, so we have to understand, like, we've been called to be a blessing, not just to receive blessings, but yes, we've been called to be a receiver of blessings as well. So we receive our blessings from the Most High because all good gifts come from the Most High. But you are called to be a source of a blessing, meaning everyone that you meet should have experienced a blessing having met you. Whether that blessing is them being increased in knowledge, encouragement, if that blessing means now their faith has been strengthened just by meeting you because the Most High could use you, then you are a source of a blessing. I was blessed to have two beautiful lights, two beautiful sources of blessings in my life. My grandmother, Gloria Van, who has such a amazing piety, a fear and a reverence, strength in her fear and reverence to the Most High through Christ. You knew the Spirit was on her. And my grandmother, Beverly, Gigi Bev, she had such a strong demeanor, but it was light. It was light. It was beautiful. The Spirit of the Most High was truly upon her. I celebrate them both in this moment. So we talk about blessings. The Most High blessed me to have these grandmothers. And I have another who's still living, Belinda. And witnessing her testimony has been amazing. I took something from each of them. I've received that blessing that the Most High gave me through them. They are light. Light is energy, and they don't go away. Although they're no longer physically here, they're here. Every time I think about anything they ever told me or taught me, they're here. I received a blessing because they were the blessing that impacted my life in such a powerful way. The blessing is in the going. What is the going for you? Going forth? Going somewhere spiritually? Going somewhere physically? Is it in your transformation? It's a call to Christ. That's what the going is. Whatever that is for you. For me, my transformation gave me the blessing of opportunity. That opportunity allowed me to hear, to receive wisdom, knowledge, understanding, so I could hear and hearken to what was being relayed to me. What opportunity has been given to you? What blessing are you not receiving because you refuse to go forth? The Most High's will be done. And if He has called you, there's something He's waiting for you to do. Do that thing. that you can find every reason in the book not to do. Be that person that the demons of your past hate, but they fear because they know you were called to it. It's a call to Christ. That's the going. Answer the call. Hayya awar in the Hebrew tongue. English translation, be light. Now go. I love you. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the words and you will be healed. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. As I minister to you, oh, I minister to myself. Life can hurt you so until you feel there's nothing left. Oh, the enemy created walls, but remember, giants, they do fall. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Wicked notions and imaginations, we surrender. We surrender.